If you are like me and you've accumulated a lot of electronic devices and gadgets, you also have all these wires that go with them, but is there a way to keep them organized, or do we have to live with this spider web? Maybe today we can figure this out. Here is the Ruby holding hands. It is a magnetic wire ties that hold things together. I purchased mine for right around $15 on Amazon, but you can get them on the Bulbhead website for about $10 plus shipping. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw, we are looking at yet another as seen on TV item. This is the Ruby holding hands. Anyway, enough talking about this product. Let's get right into the review. Since there is no tearaway packaging, we have to use our zip snip. Just like that, we're open. I thought this was pretty cool. There's 8 of these wire ties in there, but each of them are actually hooked to a piece of metal so the magnetic hands hold it up in place. I should say it also comes with directions. We will look at that in a second. Quick high five. Oh yeah, so really the concept is you're supposed to just twist these around your wires and slap the hands together, and it's supposed to hold them in place. It does look pretty secure. The directions tell you not to stretch the Ruby holding hands. If you happen to have extra large wires, put 2 holding hands together to make an even longer wire wrap. Oh, isn't that sweet? It should be noted that the Ruby holding hands are just like regular magnets, where if you have them flipped a certain direction, you actually cannot get them to go together. But if you flip them around the other way, they snap right into place. So just be aware that sometimes you might have the polarity here not connecting. Having the magnets made it really easy to measure our holding hands. You can see that they measure in at 7 3/4 inches from fingertip to fingertip. Of course, the usable length is more like 6 inches that you can wrap around something. If we check the weight out of one of these, you're just at about 2/10 of an ounce. So we are now working with our very first wire. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make this so I could actually use the wire while the Ruby holding hands are on it. So there we go. All right, let's focus this in here, zoom it in. So our wire is ready. Now we're going to take the holding hands. I'm going to wrap it around a couple times, not stretching it, wrapping it around. And let's see if these things will hold hands together on this side. Nope, there we go. All right, very cool. Would you look at that? It sure looks like the holding hand is holding my wire together. Let's try another one. I've noted that you really have to wrap these around lightly. You cannot tighten them down. Like what I would like to do is just to wrap this down a few times so this is nice and tight, except what I noticed is when the hands come together, just the elasticity of the band sort of pulls the hands apart. As I've been wrapping these wires, I've come across a few that I've labeled. I actually saw this with James White in Freaking Reviews. I thought it was a brilliant idea that he's used these for his wires, and it just makes sense. So I picked up a pack, and so now every time I open up a product, I immediately label it so I know which wire goes with which item. As I've been using the holding hands, I do think they're convenient and neat, but I'm thinking, do we really need them? Typically when I get a wire, I just utilize the wire wrap that it comes with, and well, that was free and almost just as easy to use. Not to mention, when you get a bunch of them together, the magnets on each side tend to stick together and it can create a little bit of a mess. You gotta pull them to get them apart. That can be frustrating. I saw on the infomercial how the holding hands could also be used to hold together markers or pencils or pens. So I just have a bunch of highlighters and even an Expo marker built in. Oop, let's see. Maybe that was too many. I guess you can use it to hook together your supplies. I didn't like leaving one out, so we were able to fit it in. Right there you have 7 markers held together by the Ruby holding hands. I did try the holding hands on thicker cables like this coaxial cable, but I did notice that if it got pushed around a lot, it just snapped off. So let me try it actually with 2 of the holding hands together. I was able to get 2 of the holding hands to go around this wire. And yes, it is holding, but in my opinion, it doesn't make any sense. You'd be better off using a zip tie or other type of reusable wire clips. I like to use these kind of Velcro ties because they're reusable, quick and easy, and they hold really strong. So tell me, what are your thoughts of the Ruby holding hand? Something you would use or not so much? Let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. I know what you're thinking. What is this monstrosity Jeff has built now? Well, what I'm doing is I'm testing out the magnet strength of the holding hands, and right now I'm at 8.7 ounces. And so if I hold it on there, it pulls up, but watch what happens. I do one quick shake and it snaps off. That just means although it can hold that kind of weight, you're gonna snap off if you put any more tension on it than that. Our weight test wasn't really scientific, and neither is this one. We're just trying to recreate what they did on the infomercial. So they took what looked like a half gallon of milk, slapped some Ruby holding hands on it, and started to lift. I should say that my half gallon is actually half full. So we're really only looking at a quarter gallon. All right, so they hold it up and start to pull. Let's do it. All right, it's actually lifted off the table. Impressive. Wow, I'm so in. Whoa. Well, it lifted off for a few seconds and then snapped right down to the ground. There you have it. I couldn't end this video without showing you how I was able to turn that unorganized mess of a set of wires and use 8 of the Ruby holding hands to organize the wires just like this. Pretty impressive. In this video, we are looking at the Ruby holding hand. So what did I think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. On Amazon, I bought mine for right around $15, but you can get them on the Bulbhead website for $10, but I think they charge you $7.50 shipping, so it's cheaper on Amazon. The package that I purchased actually had 8 holding hands. So as I took them out of the box and tested them out, yeah, I can see the benefit. Definitely holds together wires, keeps things nice and cinched. I also thought it was really convenient that the magnets can hook to metal. Therefore, if your wires are behind your desk and your desk is metal, you can snap them there. You can hook things to your filing cabinet. I thought all that was very, very convenient. I was a little disappointed about the strength in the magnet, but I guess it's what you're going to expect for something that's $15, and it's a very small magnet with inside these hands. As you saw from the weight test, it doesn't hold as much as they say, but it can get you through for basic needs and wires. When I used it with the bigger, thicker wires, it just didn't work, but I could see some benefit from those smaller wires. I was a little disappointed that I could not stretch the wires around to snap them together because I really wanted the wires to be secure and tightened up, but when I just wrapped it around a few times, it was still pretty loose. That was frustrating to me. In the end, in my opinion, these are just a gimmicky item, not something I would use every day. I will say they're a fun conversation piece because I have one tied around my keys and people are like, what is that? And so then I tell them what it is. Anyway, if this is something that interests you, I will link a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. Because they're magnetic, that means you can put them on any metal surface. The possibilities are nearly endless. Now, I'll never lose my marker again. I would love to know your idea. What would you use these holding hands for? Let me know in the comment section below. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Ruby holding hands. You know what? I've actually reviewed another Ruby item. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm gonna join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.